c'est où moi les sommes. Moi jouer au tennis, moi apprendre à jouer piano.
The Bahamian entries, we've had several. Only 2 made the deadline, and we were very clear that everything was going to be done decently and in order. And once the deadline was off, we weren't taking any more submissions. The ones that did make it was a short film that was based on Selma. It was called Slam Bam. And another one was a short film called Bahamian Sniper. And that was obviously based on American Sniper.
So my preference out of the 2 films is Slam Bam. He took a very prominent issue here in the Bahamas, immigration, and he meshed it with Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream concept. He did it in a very creative and unique way, showcasing the Bahamas seascape and landscape in the background, which of course is what we were asking our filmmakers to do, to make your country as prominent as you possibly can so that we know it's from that particular area.
Slam Bam, that one, it felt like it was someone from the Bahamas giving the Bahamas something to be proud of, something to be good about. And the amount that was put into that short amount of time, it was beautifully done.
Johnny! Johnny! You wouldn't believe they carry my wife. And they carry my son, Johnny. Johnny, she ain't had no papers. And she wasn't straight. You know, I never did like your wife. But my nephew, you know, I have a dream that one day people all around the world could come together, no matter the race, the color, or how your bank account set up. You ain't feeling me on that. I is a God-fearing man. But I ain't trying to hear all of that. You can help me get my family back or not. Let's go.
I have to say, I enjoyed both. I got both. My pick would be Bahamian Sniper. I thought it was well thought out. I thought it was creative. I think what I look for most in the contest, Tony said something in our first episode about the smartphone being this new kind of lens, you know? And Sir Sidney spoke about in our second episode about the idea of the magic of cinema. And I think what I got from that statement was cinema is always evolving. It's so magical. There's always something new on the frontier. There's always something new to discover there's always some new technique, some new lens. I like what the filmmaker did with the actual lens actually being the actual gun pointing at everything in the Bahamas. And as a Bahamian, I completely got that because crime is completely out of control. Crime is out of control in the world. Crime is out of control in the Caribbean. I think in our Bahama land, it's somewhat unprecedented because we're tourism and we're paradise and we're known for our peace. And I liked how the filmmaker sort of showed us how it's all of our problem. And basically no one's safe.
I kind of like the American Sniper one, maybe because I didn't like the original movie, so I like the take on it so much. I like the humor and this just kind of normality that it brought to it in terms of Bahamian life, so I thought it was kind of cool.
Where you live, Ronye? Where you live, Ronye?
all the young dudes going to jail for gun. I don't know, they must think going to jail is fun. And I see a couple things that kind of make me vex.
This is what I appreciated about the films that we had seen coming from some of the other islands as well. The fact that art overall, filmmaking, is about not just entertaining, but also learning. And one film in particular did that for us. I noticed too the timeline with this particular film that featured the march over the bridge in Alabama that happened in 1965, and they compared that to some other Puerto Rican movements that also occurred in different areas of the United States, but they took place in 1963. And again, without the art of filmmaking, these are things that we would never know. So I encourage filmmakers out there, tell your story, tell it to the world, let people know what happened, what's your history, where'd you come from, how did you get here? We won't know unless we see it and unless you tell the story. And I think that was absolutely captured this time around.
Grenada, I have to admit that I wasn't expecting the technical level that I got from it. It was really well put together.
Ich habe einen Traum. My name was Lloyd. Lloyd is actually a Welsh name. It means grey, like mixing black and white, my father and my mother. Colored. I was named after my father, was from Grenada in the Caribbean. Spice Island, they call it. And there's a chocolate factory. His name was Lloyd Frederick. I had a children's book named Frederick when I was little. Frederick is a little grey mouse. Manchmal frage ich mich, was ich mit meinem Leben eigentlich mache. Aber eigentlich weiß ich das ganz genau. During summer, Frederick, unlike his mouse friends, doesn't pile up nuts and seeds for winter time. Frederick collects colors for his friends, because they do have nuts and seeds, but their winter is shady and gray.
I mean, I loved the Martinican one so much. I thought it was really deep, really beautiful. I loved the use of camera angle and movement and set, you know, the setting and the shifting and changing. The story, the narrative was excellent. Really good use of light. So it brought everything together for me. And in all of that, there was a good attention to identity as well, which for me makes it, you know, even more profound.
Ça prend moi le temps mais jodi à m'en comprendre. Joyeux ka ba moi diplôme là. Moi ça vous pas dire en les créoles mais écoute ça la pas dik. C'est vous qui ni raison. Moi ka réfléchi trop. Depuis moi tout petit c'est où moi les somme. Moi jouer tennis, moi apprendre jouer piano. Moi connais toute classement championnat football qui ni. Ou toujours dit moi fait camarade et puis c'est plus fort à l'école là. Même bagay là ou commence ouais moi et puis femme, mais c'est copine moi en tête trop ouais ba. Moi c'est les fait médecine en Belgique ou dit moi faire médecine en Belgique c'est pour les rater. Alors moi venu ici à faire gros l'école de commerce ou pour montrer comment ça fait. Actuellement tout moins plein. À force la matière à prendre au chaque l'air, moi pas ni force pour ailler encore. Moi c'est un gros couchal. Ou pas me crier moi pour dire moi pas de venir. Moi ça c'est pas dans la vie à nous qui arrive parler.
Nassau's got